When your energy gets clean enough, it starts forming its own architecture. Not metaphorically, not theoretically, but literally. This is when the spiritual becomes practical. The part of healing where you finally start to see your clean energy take shape in what you build, what you attract, and what you allow in your life on a nervous system level. In my last video, I talked about what happens when the current, or in other words, the energy that runs through everything you give and receive in life, finally runs clean. When it's no longer powered by guilt or survival, but just pure truth. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely check it out. I'll link it in the description below. But this video pretty much picks up right where that one left off. Because once your clean current stabilizes, something new starts happening. The energy that used to sustain you starts to build through you. Energy does not want to stay abstract. It wants to become form. This video isn't about maintaining your energy anymore. We're gonna talk creation. We're gonna explore what energy starts building when it's clean, how it begins to shape your life into real form, and what it looks like to create systems and structures that can actually hold that kind of flow. Because clean energy does not stop at clarity. It builds worlds. When your energy starts circulating freely, it organizes. It finds a rhythm, it finds a pattern, it finds structure. Every clear or honest yes becomes architecture, and every clean no becomes design. That's what integrity actually builds, form. And you can feel it when it starts to happen, because things naturally start taking shape and aligning. Ideas land. Downloads happen intuitively, organically. Timing syncs up. Relationships feel reciprocal and nourishing. It's not magical. It's not woo-woo, and it's certainly not random. It's your system finally running clean enough to create. This isn't even manifesting. This is energetic mastery. Translating energy into form. Consciously creating from coherence. But here's the thing. Clean current still needs containers. In other words, without structure, energy spills back into chaos. And without systems that match your frequency, flow quickly turns into overwhelm. When your systems, such as your pricing, your workflow, your boundaries, your routines, when they actually align with your current capacity and truth, current moves through them effortlessly. So if your old systems are breaking down, that's not regression. It's your new frequency that's more clean and more aligned with truth, asking for stronger and better scaffolding. Clean energy wants to build infrastructure. Things that can sustain you, protect you, circulate you, expand you. And old infrastructure is generally built on fear and guilt and distortion. And that's really what sustainability is. Not doing less, but creating the systems and the infrastructure to support you enough to keep doing what's alive. Most of the architecture in our lives is built from a survival blueprint, from unconscious fears, unconscious limiting beliefs. We say yes to things, we override our inner knowing and how we actually feel. In fact, many of us suppress how we really feel for the sake of a false harmony. So clean energy is really the current, that input, that gut feeling. That's your intuitive guidance within you. That's moving with life force. That's moving in alignment with our actual design, rather than from the frequency of fear. So what's possibly even more fascinating to me is the feedback loop that happens when you start moving through life in this way. Once the current has form, in other words, when your relationships start mirroring back to you that new frequency, when your workflow starts mirroring back to you that frequency, when what you're doing, maybe how you're making a living, where you're living, when your life starts to gradually mirror you, or more and more things in your life feel in alignment with that energy, life starts answering back tenfold. This is when you will notice synchronicity. Timing aligns. You genuinely find yourself often in the right places at the right time. People, opportunities, everything shows up exactly when they're meant to. It's not coincidence. It's not woo-woo. It's not magic. It's really communication and a feedback loop. Again, this is when reality, our outer reality, starts to reflect our internal organization. and coherence and clarity. It's not even proof. It is just feedback. It's a conversation. You send a clear and clean signal, or many, and life responds because it can actually finally feel you clearly. Imagine having a relationship with someone and you were never clear about what you wanted to yourself or to them. You never told them how you felt in a clear, clean way. When you did and you asked for what you needed, you kind of like closed off, or you were resentful or whatever. A lot of mixed signals, right? The other person obviously is not going to know what the heck to do. They're not going to know how to read you. They're not going to feel like you're trying to show up or trying to get clear on what you need from them. It's just going to be this big mess where you're like fighting all the time and you're not aligned. It's not going to work. That is literally the epitome of what most people, or how most people are in relationship to life. They say one thing, but they really feel something different. They want more, but they're actually too scared to, or not equipped or regulated enough to fully receive it. Life is like, I don't know what you want, you don't know what you want, so I can't help you. Like it's just a muffly radio. Like when you change the tuner on the radio and you're scanning for channels, it's literally, that's what happens. It's like, how is anything gonna line up when you're not clear? But when you finally reach that clarity in your signal, and you do the work and the excavation and you know what you want and you align with it, and not just with what you say, but with what you do and how you show up, life literally has no choice but to mirror that. So just as that relationship metaphor, when you start getting clear on what you want and you start communicating respectfully and you start showing up in a clearer, more conscious and intentional way, the relationship is most likely going to become more reciprocal, more steady. Well, the same is true for life. That's exactly what conscious co-creation feels like. Not control, not wishful thinking, coherence. When energy moves cleanly through form, aka through your actions, the current then builds systems, and then the systems build momentum, and the momentum becomes magnetism, so that more can continue and compound. Clean exchange isn't maintenance. It's the foundation of creation. You're not keeping your energy tidy. You're learning how to build from it. So move out of your own way and let the current choose its shape. Give it the right containers. Stay in dialogue with what answers. Be open and receptive and curious, just as you would in relationship to another human being. That's how energy starts building worlds through you. Let me know in the comments below, what's one thing in your life energy seems to be building right now? A system, a rhythm, relationship, or just a new way of living? Don't overthink it, but let me know what comes to mind. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy you're here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.